Hi, this is Deepak. I have so many wonderful people visiting me today at my office, Deepak Home Base. And right now I'm with Klay S. Williams. I'm holding his book in my hand. It says, "There's only Plan A journey towards self-discovery and renewed purpose." And then I have another book here of his called 365 Plan A Nightly Meditations. I was going to say naughty meditations. So once again, this is the book I'm holding in my hand. There's only Plan A journey towards self-discovery and renewed purpose. The author is Klay S. Williams. I hope you can see this right now. Okay, so Klay, we met now a couple of times, but I want to know your story, and perhaps you're willing to share your story with all these wonderful people who are sending us their hearts and their likes right now. So share your story a little bit with me. Where did you grow up?
Sure, absolutely. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. And so I went to Kalamazoo College, and then after that I went to seminary at Princeton Theological Seminary.
How did you decide, first of all, that you wanted to go to a seminary? How did that come about?
Study abroad. I was working in Madrid, Spain with missionaries, and they were seminarian professors, and they were teaching...
Jesuit?
Yes, they were teaching... no, actually American Protestant.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were teaching people from all over the world, and I was able to do research with them, and it really touched me and realized that there's something more that I want to contribute to the world, and I felt called to be able to share spiritual principles and teachings.
So did you actually go through the whole seminary process?
I didn't. I was just doing research. I just volunteered there. It was a part of my intercultural research project that I had to come back to the States and present.
I see. And then that kind of experience shifted you into doing the work you do now.
Absolutely. Like my consciousness shifted where I knew that I was being called towards something more and being able to use my spiritual accessible gifts. And so I knew I had to go get some academic training and spiritual training. That's what led me to Princeton Theological Seminary.
I see. And what did you do at Princeton Theological Seminary?
So I studied for my Master's of Divinity. I finished that program, but it was really while I was working full-time at Polo Ralph Lauren, where clients would come in and they're looking for clothes, and they actually stopped coming in shopping. They wanted to talk to me about deeper life meanings and what was happening in their children's life, and no one knew I was obtaining a Master's of Divinity degree across the street. And so I figured there has to be a way that I could juxtapose my love for nurturing the interior with image consulting the exterior, and that's how Plan A was born.
So tell me about Plan A. I know there's a book which you brought for me amongst many other gifts, but and I encourage you to get the book. There's only Plan A journey towards self-discovery and renewed purpose. So what do you exactly do? You say you do image consulting.
Right, so...
Really, Plan A is not about, it's going past the image, right?
Oh, absolutely. Plan A is a discovery of your purpose and calling in life. It's a sustaining measures of the journey. It's looking back at your life and figuring out what are the things that I need to heal, need to forgive, so that I can be the very best person that I've been called to be in whatever field that is. And so I teach people how to close the gap between their past and their present, so that the idea of the future, of that awareness and consciousness, or whatever they feel called to do, can actually be realized. And then from the exterior standpoint, it's how then do I reflect my very best self from an interior to exterior point of view.
Because this body-mind and what it's experiencing as the external world is a kind of a projection of a deeper consciousness.
Absolutely.
Whatever you want to call it, the soul, core being, core consciousness, core existence, this body-mind. And everything else that goes along with it.
Absolutely.
It's a projection. Right?
And I never experienced that until I went on this journey. I came to New York with $500, and I literally have had this period of self-sacrifice, self-examination, and being able to really connect what is that image I'm projecting out into the world, and then internally.
Mm-hmm. So do you think everyone in the world has a higher calling, and they're just maybe not aware of it?
I think that everyone, yes, has a higher calling, and the thing of people not being aware of it, I don't know necessarily as not being aware as much as it is as being afraid, because I think life gives us little layers of attention mechanisms where it's sort of shouting at us saying, this is a direction you should go in, pay attention to this, life is calling you there. But I really think a lot of people lack that courage to actually pursue what scares them most.
A lot of people then have an inkling at some level, right?
Of course.
So I've always thought that if your job, your career, and your calling, higher calling, if you want to call it that, if job is what you're doing right now, career is what you do over a longer lifetime period, and then higher calling is listening to that part of your being, which is in a sense beyond space and time, what has taken this role on right now, as say Klay Williams or Deepak Chopra or whoever.
Right.
If those three things come together, job, career, higher calling, then in a sense you become unstoppable in that you can manifest your deepest desire at the most fundamental level of existence.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
How do you help people find that?
I first start by examining and really questioning and asking people, what is it that is life asking you to do? Have you paid attention to what I say is like the blueprint for your life? And blueprint, I'm not saying there's this precise path, but I think the universe, I think God, I think our soul speaks to us in certain ways. And from that generally gives us a direction or a way in which we should start navigating and moving. So I help people figure out how to pay attention to the ways in which life is communicating to them. And then after that is sort of what I call the break-in and breakthrough process. It's what is some of the residual residue from my past that's preventing me from fully unlocking my purpose, fully unlocking and manifesting abundance and success. Who's it that I need to forgive? What are healing mechanisms I need to take, in my life? Where is it that I need to bestow grace to myself? And really, who am I?
So, who are your clients right now in this? You have a business, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What's the business called?
Plan A Enterprises. And
Plan A Enterprises.
My website is planawithklay.com. And
we'll put it up
okay.
there at the end of this. And so, who are your regular clients these days? What kind of people come to you?
That's really interesting. There's just twofold. It's corporate America. It's a lot of people who are really trying to figure out ways in which to move out of their traditional, maybe 9 to 5. And then it's also artists. And I've been seeing one or the other, these days. Like, people are really trying to figure out how can they contribute, to the world with all of the different chaotic moments that are happening right now. The turmoil that we're living in is really forcing a lot of people to take a big self-examination in terms of their decisions and how they're living in the world.
I just recently turned 71, and I was thinking, how do I spend the rest of my life? I've done so many things, but right now I feel very called to bring people like yourself to the world, a new generation of people who are looking at life in different ways. As somebody said to me today, there's an integrated ecosystem where not only are we all connected, but in some way that which we call our higher calling fits into that integrated ecosystem of life, so that everyone by coming from a place of service from that level can create a great life for themselves, a great business for themselves, but also ultimately help others to do the same, so we can move in the direction of a more peaceful, just, sustainable, healthier, joyful world. So I think there's a great plan A for all of us here, right?
Absolutely.
What do you think of my plan A is right now to kind of help others execute the plan A?
I think it's literally just right in alignment with what the world needs right now. I think there's so many young people like me, and people who are a little bit older than I am, that we're all trying to figure out how to find our direction, and it really is through that lens of service. It really is also, Deepak, to understanding that your plan A can evolve along the way.
Sure.
And I think it's that level of evolution through service, through even this platform you're offering me right now, that is going to allow other people to change and to shift in consciousness.
So, I have an app. It's called Jiyo. I don't know if you're familiar with it. Jiyo. And we have a television channel that goes with it. It's called Jiyo for Life. But we're also starting a program right now called Jiyo Learn, or basically online training for people who want to learn a certain skill set. Do you think what you do here with There Is Only Plan A journey towards self-discovery and renewed purpose, this could be an online course?
Absolutely. I've done it before, where it's been workshops in person as well as online interactive as well.
Well, I think of a few things we can do. I do events here in this space. It's called Deepak Home Base. So we can invite you to do an event here.
Absolutely.
But what do you think of creating an online course for Jiyo?
Wow, that sounds amazing.
And we can give you that platform. What do you think?
I would be very grateful. So thank you.
I'll connect you to our CEO, Punacha Machaya. But what do you guys? What do you think of this as an online course? There is only Plan a journey towards self-discovery and renewed purpose. If you are, then send me an email. So Catherine over there says, if Plan A fails, does Plan B have a chance?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
And I think if you think about having a backup plan towards what you're called to do, it inevitably will cancel out the other. It really is about being in tune and in alignment with what you are called to do in this moment right now. And when you're in alignment with that, that is all that you need.
So everybody now is sending messages. They say that we want to take this course, that this course would be very useful and they can't wait. See right here.
Oh wow.
Online course sounds great from Tammy. And Eldena says it would be a great online course. So we have a plan. Let's call Plan A. There is only Plan A.
Thank you so much, Deepak.
We'll do it. Okay, so more on this, and stay tuned. We're going to put Klay's website here when we edit this, but stay tuned for this online course. See, so many people that help me sign up.
Oh wow.
Sounds brilliant. On and on, can't wait. You're on to something very important here, Klay.
Thank you, Deepak.
Let's do it. Cheers.
Right.
Thank
Have a
you.
good one.
Bye-bye.